What's up, guys? How have you guys been? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but I figured I'd come back and do a nice smoky eye look. And before we get started, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, get started. Okay, so the first thing that I did was applied some tape so I can create that wing, because I'm actually going to start off with my eyes today. And then after you do that, go ahead and apply your primer, your eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to use the Anastasia Sultry palette or the Tati Beauty palette, but I think I'm going to go with this one today, the Tati Beauty palette, because we're going to do a smoky look. Actually, I'm going to do a mix of both. So I'm going to start off with the Sultry palette. And the first shade I'm going to use is Fresh. I'm going to put Fresh all over the lid, this one right here, and all the way up to the brow. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and mix Birch right there. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of Twig. Okay, now that both eyes are blended out with the crease color, I'm going to go in with the Tati Beauty palette, the shade Ritual right here, just like a matte chocolate brown shade. And I'm going to take another blending brush and pop that right underneath the crease color that we just did. So right here. And kind of just focus it right in that section. So we're going right underneath the crease color. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm taking the Tati Beauty palette and I'm just grabbing the matte brown shade. It's a chocolate brown, and I'm focusing it right in the socket, right underneath where we had the crease shade. So right underneath that, with a smaller detail brush, we're focusing that brown shade. Okay, now that we're done with that, what I'm going to do is create a liner with a black shadow, the matte black shadow that we have in this palette. And I'm using one of these brushes. It's just a flat shader brush. And with this, you can wing it out if you want, or you can kind of just stop it however you want. I'm going to wing it out just a little bit. Now it doesn't matter if it's not precise, because we're going to smoke it out. See how I'm kind of just creating a little wing? And then I'm going to grab a smaller brush, something more dense, that way it can kind of move the shadow a little bit. And now I'm going back again and diffusing that line. And when I get to that outer part right here, I'm kind of moving it upwards to kind of smoke it into the crease. And we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, now that I got the intensity that I want, I'm going to go ahead and take off the tape. Just be really, really careful. Once you pulled off the tape, you should have a really sharp, exaggerated line like that. I'm going to go ahead and put on my eye cream. I'm using the Shiseido White Lucent eye cream. So we're going to go ahead and prep the skin now. And the reason why I did this was because I wanted to work on the eyes first, because I knew I was working with darker shadows and I didn't want any fallout. And then, you know, once you have your fallout, you kind of have to go back and wipe everything off, and including your serum and your eye cream. So that's why I did it this way. But if you feel more comfortable doing it the other way, then go for it. You know, makeup is supposed to be fun. There's no rules. Now that I prepped my skin, I'm going to go back to the eyes and put on this nice gold shadow. I'm going to go back into the Sultry palette. We're going to take a mixture of this color, Steampunk and Cinder, and mix it and put it on the lid. The LeBlanc de Chanel, it's just basically their base primer, normal primer that they have. So I'm going to put this all over the skin. What I like about this is that it leaves like a nice radiance. I like to use my hands. I'm going to bring back something that you probably haven't seen in years. I figured why not? Why not bring it back? I'm going to do something called strobing. So what that means is I'm going to use more of like a dewy highlight right on the high parts of the face where you would normally apply highlighter. And I'm going to use the MAC Strobe Cream right here. I'm going to apply it to the high points of the cheeks, the nose, a little bit on the forehead, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the chin. We're going to do that first before we put on our foundation. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to grab just like a regular foundation brush, like a flat one. I'm going to just apply it right over here. See how it creates like a nice radiance? Even more than the primer did? That's what we're looking for. See, I just want to show you what the strobing cream looks like on the hand. See how it has a little bit of shimmer to it? But it's not like an actual highlighter. That's in the skin. We're going to apply foundation on top of it. Grab your favorite foundation. I'm going to use one of my favorites, the Luminous Silk Foundation by Giorgio Armani. My skin's been so dry lately. It's cold where I live. A beauty blender or a sponge, whatever you have on hand, and that's damp, and kind of press it into the skin. That way you get rid of any brush strokes you might have. Okay, now I'm going to conceal using my MAC Concealer Pro Longwear. And this one is in the shade NC20. I'm not a huge fan of applying a lot of concealer. I guess it just depends on the look I'm going for, but today we're going to contour just a little bit, but this we're going to use just to conceal. Up to that wing. See, just like that. And inwards right here. Don't worry about bringing it down because we're going to highlight. Now that we're done with that, we're going to grab a lighter concealer, something a little bit thinner in texture. And we're going to just put a little bit right over here to kind of create that triangle shape. And then bring it right towards the sides of the nose if you want to contour your nose. So what we're doing here is we're bringing brightness towards the center of the face. And then grab your sponge and blend it all out. So yeah, when you're highlighting, just think highlighting, bring to the forefront. You're highlighting those features. When you're contouring, you're creating a shadow to the face. So not everybody is going to highlight and contour the same way. You know, just play with it. Just play with the makeup. That's my advice. You know, one day highlight the forehead. One day don't highlight the forehead if you're not sure what you want, what you like. And then see the difference. You know, see if you like the way it turned out. Sometimes I highlight the forehead and sometimes I don't. There's no covering these bags unless I color corrected, which I didn't even do. So that's where I'm at with my under eye bags. That's all right. Now we're going to contour. This is a KKW Beauty contour stick in the shade medium. Instead of bringing it down here where it normally is, I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. So right here on my nose and my forehead. I'm going for a real bronzy look today. And I'm going to also contour the nose. Be careful with this part because you could really mess it up. You could really jack it up if you don't have like a straight line. And I want to shorten my nose. So again, when we're contouring, we're creating shadows. So I'm creating the illusion that my nose is not as long as it is by contouring and shortening it right there. That looks really funny. And then I'm also going to contour my jawline. And I'm going to create a shadow underneath. This is going to create a shadow. This may be doing too much for everybody, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to actually blend it out with the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This is the cream bronzer, and I love it. It's like a real, just natural, glowy bronzer. So it comes like this. It's like a little bit of a harder texture. I've had this for years. And you can even like see, there's a tiny little dent in it. That's it. But I love it. I'm taking my Shiseido brush. Anything that you have that's dense and packed like this is really nice to use for this kind of stuff, for this kind of thing. So I grabbed a little bit and I'm going to blend it out with this. Now it looks crazy, but just give it some time, blend it out, and it'll all come together. You have to be patient with this. This is why I don't contour all the time. But see how it just like beautifully just melts into the skin? I'm going to work on the rest of it before it all dries. And then we'll come back and make sure everything is seamless. Alright guys, we're back. So now what I'm doing is just kind of going over everything with the Beauty Blender to make sure it's still like all blended out and no brush strokes. But you see how everything kind of just came together? It looked like a lot, but after blending it, it really isn't. Alright, so now I'm gonna put a little bit of powder underneath my eyes to set that concealer. I'm using the Jeffree Star translucent powder. And I'm grabbing just like a fluffy, soft brush for under the eye. Now I'm not baking, because remember, we're strobing. Just a little bit, that's all we need. Kind of just pressing it into the skin. Now I'm going to do the brows really quickly. I'm just going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz right here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the brows are done, I'm going to go into blush. I'm going to use Benefit's Coralista first, an orange shade, and then I'm going to go on top of it with a little bit of the Chanel Crescendo. Love this one. Just a little bit for a pop of pink. A little bit of the pink. Just take a black eyeliner for the waterline. Just like that. And then I'm going to do it on the top too. I'm going to tight line. Alright, so you should have something like this. Oh, it's a little blurry. So we're just going to smoke it out with the black and the palette. Just a little bit. And we're going to keep it really close to the lash line. Make sure you connect the wing that you made earlier with your lower lash line. So you should have something like this. Okay, now throw on your favorite highlighter. I'm going to use the Amrezy highlighter by Anastasia. Popping a little bit of the highlighter in the inner corner. The more highlight, the better, basically, for this look. Okay, now I'm going to throw on a little bit of mascara and then put on some falsies. So right now, I got this as a sample. It's the Lash Idole by Lancome. I really like their Big Monsieur mascara, so let's see how if I like this one. Ooh, this kind of looks like the Benefit Roller Lash. I've never tried that mascara before, but this has the same kind of brush, so we'll see if we like it. Okay, it's nice, but to be honest, I like the Big Monsieur better. I'm still gonna use this one though. It's still nice. So I just did my bottom lashes and did a quick coat on the top. I'm gonna go in with some falsies. This is the Diamonds Light Mink by Lily Lashes. I don't think these need to be trimmed. Oh my gosh, you guys, I freaking love these lashes. You gotta look at these. These are sick. They're just so natural looking, but they still give me like that glam, that va-va-voom that I like, but they don't cover up like any of the work that we did. So I love them. Again, they are Lily Lashes in Diamonds Light Mink. They're so nice. Just like, take a look at these. Love them. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and apply for the lips. I think I'm gonna do a nude. Shocker. Mariah Carey MAC lip liner. This is no longer available, but I would recommend the NYX Nude Truffle. It's actually pretty similar, but I don't have that right now. So I'm gonna go in with this and line my lips. And I like to keep the foundation on just so that way I could get like a really, really nude color and not have like the pigmentation of my lips change the coloring. Let's try this new lipstick that I just got. It is the KKW Beauty lipstick in Nude 2. Her lipsticks smell like, you know when you're a kid and you play with the makeup, like that kid makeup? Her lipsticks have that like kid makeup smell, if you know what I mean. I'm not feeling this. Let's try another one. Not for this look. I'm gonna keep the lip liner, just changing the lipstick. Okay, let's try her other one. I like this lipstick. This one's in He's a Mixer, again by KKW Beauty. Going in with a gloss. This one is Buxom Samantha, just a little bit. Oh, this is so much better. And then just gonna spray the face. Guys, that's it. This is the finished makeup look. Try to bring back a little bit of that strobing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like this video. Comment down below what your favorite nude lip combo is. I would love to know. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.